Hello fellow Helldivers. If you're watching this, then you've heard of the wonderful game we call Helldivers 2, which unfortunately I won't be talking about today. But here's a clip I was able to get while I was on the front line. I don't have a good enough PC to play and record it at the moment, let alone properly play. But I thought to myself, what's Helldivers 1 about? It lays the foundation for what we're seeing in the future of Helldivers 2, especially with the new Illuminate leaks, but I always loved the game. It pulls a Risk of Rain 2. First one's amazing, and the second one is smashes it out of the water while being what the original fans held so dear, but they're two completely different games. Hey everyone, I'm part 3. But you can call me PT. This is the first video to come out commentary-wise on my channel, so if you like the video and want to see more, YouTubers have already drilled into your brain what to do already. And with that, let's see what we're getting into. Glory for Super Earth, and I love this. It's a top-down twin-stick shooter, and oh boy do I soon hope to talk about some of my favorite games that are done from the top-down perspective. It's all so incredible. The Starship Troopers like in my face propaganda, the romanticizing of the idea of fighting for the greater good, and its gameplay keeps me on my toes. Constantly changing war map with various difficulty sliders, dynamic missions to pair. It's one of my top games of 2024, and it has my heavy recommendation. If your respective gaming device has this, I would pick it up and dedicate some time to it. There's some hours of fun to be had. Now, there is some complaints I have with the game, but we'll get into that later.
Defense drop incoming.
For now, just sit back and take it all in. If you want to get this game, maybe take this as a note for you to maybe spend a few dollars on it. And if you don't want to get this game but simply want to see gameplay, well, here you go. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Or, in other words, come on you apes, do you want to live forever?
Reloading.
I'm not in that deep for a fan of this game. I really only got into it with the release of the second game, but knowing of its existence because me and my friend used to co-op play it back in the day, well, when it first came out on PS4. But I was lucky enough to have a friend gift it to me in the current day, and I thought, why the hell not? No money spent and free content. I can prove I have what it takes to spread manage democracy and be a Helldiver. Also, when the servers had capped, this was fun to pick up. It kept me in the hype for the game, genuinely hoping to see what comes next. Its missing alien faction, new possible weapons, and traversal capabilities are, well, there. Stratagems, invasion of enemy homeworlds, and just more to decimate for Super Earth. I love it. I really enjoy games that have a lot to do, even though there's not a whole lot difference in gameplay. You just maybe walk here, escort something, walk there, defend something. It's not too complicated. In my opinion, it's a really good gameplay loop.
I also get that not everybody's willing to sit down and play a game like this for extensive amounts of time and or aren't really into this kind of gameplay, but I really enjoy it. It's a fun time. It has me feeling this inspiration for no reason to throw myself in the middle of a battlefield. And to be honest, I'm just a huge fan of Starship Troopers. Anything that gets me riled up, feeling like I need to fight for the greater good, it's basically all I want. But this game has a lot you need to do, and a lot of the time, you're going to struggle. So, be prepared for death. Now, another gripe I have with the game is that there's content locked behind paywalls, which I'm never usually a fan of. Yes, you can get its own versions of it in the base game, but when you spend money, you get some pretty ridiculous stuff that can change the tide of the battlefield really early on, making the game a little stale. But it helps the developers and helps keep the game running, so I'd fork up the extra credits and add more fun and devastation to the enemies of Super Earth, and we do what we must for Super Earth. As you look at your screen and the compilation of gameplay that I've collected over the past maybe 50 hours or so, I can't really tell you how much fun I've had. I've had a lot and I've had a little. There was this point where I felt I was running missions at a really low level just so I could get more XP, and then relying on higher level players with more equipment and better stratagems to really push me through. Which is okay, but there's people in the community that really don't like that, and it shows. But at the same time, if you're lucky enough, you'll get some pretty awesome people who basically boost you to maybe level 10 or so, and then you're on your own.
Please know this is all done from a casual gamer's perspective. I'm really into most games and I'm willing to try everything once, and because Helldivers 2 was so much fun and really popular, I thought I might as well hop back into the first game and relive some of the experiences. And I do think that you should definitely give it a try. I've already said this before, it's one of my top games of 2024 and it's very interesting. Keeps me on my toes and has a lot to do with very little difference in gameplay. I'm just repeating myself. But at the end of the day, it's all really up to you. It could be a game for you, or it might not be your type. You might be a Borderlands 3 fan, you might be a Baldur's Gate 3 fan. It doesn't matter. All that matters is that you find the game that you want to play and you waste your time or money on it. So, no offense to anyone that's pumping out Fortnite credits every day, or anyone that thinks the new Call of Duty skins are the end-all be-all thing to have. I just would prefer to put my money into things that I can spend on like long amounts of hours on, or even make content out of. Also, weird thing, halfway through this recording, my microphone was connected through my video camera and not my actual microphone, so I'm really sorry for the sudden change in microphone for the rest of this. As I'm talking, I'm putting my thoughts down on the page. It's really hard to say that this game doesn't bring its own unique perspective and its own unique gameplay. There's a lot of games that try to accomplish things like this, like Gauntlet, also made by Arrowhead Studios, or even early on hacking slashes that you'd want to get 4 players for because it would get complicated. And oddly enough, I can think of this one game on the original GameCube called Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire when I think of 4-player top-down twin-stick shooters, sort of, which is really weird. But while I have the opportunity, I'd like to talk a little bit about my channel. I am just a simple casual gamer who has a bunch of opinions on games and doesn't have a whole lot of knowledge or deepened knowledge about games. I've played some really old games on the original Xbox, PS2, PS1, whatever. I was lucky enough that my parent made me an old gamer head when I was growing up, even in the early 2000s. So I just plan to cover games that I really liked, or games that over time I've gained interest in and want to put my own 2 cents in on the matter, even though I probably don't deserve the ability to have my own opinion in those games' respective communities. But I do want to say I'll never outright say a game is bad, and I'll always try to find its positive qualities because I just don't believe every game is bad. Every single creator, unless it's truly put out there as a work to make money, tried something and tried to put something down on the page. And if you'll ask any of the developers who have made really bad games in the past, I'm sure they'll not look at it proudly, and they'll tell you how regretful it is to have to be working on a project like that. Of course, among all of the games that I personally want to do for my own reasons, or just to put my own 2 cents in as games I've enjoyed from my past, please leave a suggestion, and if I have the ability, the spare credits, or just simply I have an interest in the game already, I would love to cover it as well and do my own little bit of journalism, even though I'm not a journalist, but I'd soon like to be. That's enough of me rambling. I'm going to let you watch a few of the gameplay clips I have for the rest of the time of this video, and I think I'm going to be chiming in 1 or 2 more times towards the end, and then you'll be able to see the really shitty outro I've luckily been able to create. Thank you so much for your time, thank you so much for your patience, and enjoy the rest of the video.
Extraction confirmed. Shuttle inbound. ETA T-minus 1 minute 30 seconds. Reload. ETA T-minus 1 minute. Request acknowledged. ETA T-minus 30 seconds. ETA T-minus 15 seconds. T-minus 10 seconds. ETA T-minus 5 seconds. Shuttle arriving. Stand by. Equipment on its way. Equipment on its way. Stand by. Equipment on its way. Equipment on its way. Equipment. Reload.
These clips you're about to see, these are more higher level gameplay. Escort missions I think are only found past the challenging mode, hence, there's good reason for this. Escort missions are in my opinion one of the worst things to ever be in Helldivers, and Helldivers 2. If anyone remembers, during the Battle of Malevelon Creek, we would have to get a lot of scientists off the planet. They did an extensive research on what the planet holds, how the cyborgs work, hence, possibly what might come for the future of the cyborgs, knowing that they've been mining a lot of the planets along the outer rim of our galaxy. But, I hate it. These little fuckers are the weakest little shits that I've ever found in any game. If I even step on one, if I even get close to one, their bones will crumple and rupture. I hate it. I hate these little fuckers. And sometimes I want to blow them sky high with a single tank shot and say fuck it. They just got eaten by aliens in the report. But we need them. And so I always find myself taking the extra precautions to make sure that we don't squish them, kill them, or put them in harm's way. Though, it's never enough sometimes. In this escort mission, we were escorting scientists from one place on the planet to another, infested by bugs. And the bugs aren't a force to be taken lightly. What might look like an overgrown, mutated flea and easy to tally can become an infestation. And in truest sense, you can barely see the ground between the bug. On screen now, you can see that we get a few scientists that have been held up in a corner, and we quickly try to get ourselves back, and we get overrun. I thought it'd be one or two, maybe 3 or 4, but they came in dozens and dozens and dozens. Could barely pierce through the outer shell that we called their horde. And we lost a few scientists along the way too. We couldn't know. We didn't know. We tried our best to slip past their lines, but it wasn't enough. And so if anyone likes to tell you that these bugs are nothing more than target practice, I'll tell you otherwise. They're certified killing machines with no conscience, but simply a will.
Extraction confirmed. Shuttle inbound. ETA T minus 1 minute equipment 30 inbound. Equipment on its way. Stand by. Equipment on its way. Incoming. Dropping equipment. Repeat. Dropping equipment. Deploying defensive assets. T minus 1 minute. ETA T minus 30 seconds. Deploying defensive
Well,
assets.
unfortunately, that's all the time I have for this video today. I do want to do more and get some better gameplay clips in and do some proper reviews as well as essays, but this is just my first video and I thought I might as well just do something. Thank you so much again for your time, your patience, and if you watched to the end of the video, a special thank you to if you did. There's nothing I can really do other than say thank you. In the future, I hope to have some things set up so there's better ways of supporting me as a creator, but again, I don't even know if I'm going to be a creator. I simply am just doing this for fun, and who knows. If it goes somewhere, it goes somewhere. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I hope you have a wonderful day, or night, wherever you are, and I'll talk to you later.